Hello and welcome. So, I don't know about you guys, but I am a fan of learning and obtaining new skills. And lately, I've been in a little bit of a creative rut and I can't really seem to do anything about it. I don't know. Writer's block is the same as any other artist's block, crochet block. I've just been a little burnt out on working on intricate projects and I kind of miss just crocheting while watching TV and not having to count or think and do all the math that comes with it. And with this kind of burnout, I find that I'm not being as adventurous with my crochet as I could be. I'm definitely adventurous when it comes to making new clothing and new sock monkeys, but I noticed that I don't really learn new crochet stitching very often. I'm not learning new techniques and methods that challenge me more. So I wanted to do that. So for this video, I wanted to challenge myself with a 24-hour crochet challenge on seeing how many different granny squares I can learn and make in one day. I picked up this baby at the bookstore, Barnes& and Noble. This is the 500 Crochet Stitches Stitch Bible. Not seeing an author. Not sure if I'm supposed to give them a shout out. This book, though, is sick. There is so much information in this book. They have stitch patterns, granny square patterns, motif patterns in general. They have a lot of things for borders and edging. They break down the basics of a lot of stitching and what different abbreviations mean. It literally just goes into everything. And it's such a good, useful tool if you are looking for something to help you grow your skills. I would recommend it. But yeah, today we are going to be delving into this baby right here. There's way more stitches and granny squares out there that are not in this book, by the way. Can you believe that? It's crazy. So today is going to be the 24-hour granny square challenge of how many granny squares can I make in a day. So it is 4 p.m. right now. I just got off work early, and so now I get to use the rest of my day to relax, crochet some granny squares, learn some new stuff, watch some TV. My grandma is downstairs making sticky rice and pet me. If you're Thai, you don't know, and I'm sorry to tell you, you won't know, because they don't make it at restaurants like that. Guys, I think I literally summoned her because she told me food was ready as I was talking about that. This is chicken pat me with sticky rice and glazed ham. Grandma was feeling ham today. I don't know. I'm gonna eat this real quick and then I will check back in with you guys on which granny square we're gonna start off with. Okay, now we are fueled up to start our challenge. So I have been eyeballing this granny square for a few weeks now. When I graze through this book, I see it every time and I just want to try it out because it's simple but it's cute. It's called the Vintage Granny Square. I'll do a little close-up for you guys. So here's a close-up on that granny square. As you can see, it still has like holes in it, but it's like pretty close knit. So I want to see what that looks like in person and compare it to a regular granny square. I picked a bad time to sit here because now I'm being blinded by my window. Here's what we're working with so far on this granny square. I actually used vintage yarn since it's vintage granny square. I guess like it sounds dumb to say it looks vintage because it's called the vintage granny square, but something about it does like have a old-timey kind of look compared to the average modern day granny square. Okay, here is the first granny square here. This is the vintage square. Next square is going to be the French square. Here's a little close-up on that one for you. Not your traditional granny square shape. Kind of cool. Okay, we are done with another one. Wow. It's kind of like it almost looks like a butterfly to me. Like I know it's not really butterfly shape per se, but like it's giving butterfly. Giving butterfly. We're now gonna go to the Baltic Square. Here's what it looks like. Okay, I thought this one was kind of ugly in the book, but I still chose to do it so that I could learn it. But it is ugly in real life too. Also, I could have probably made it a little more correctly. I think I was off by a few stitches here and there. And then by the end I was missing stitches. But I made it work. I do want to try the one that's right next to it though, the Cranesbill Lace Square. And then here's a close-up so you can see the shape. Okay, we got the Cranesville lace square. This thing was actually kind of confusing, even though it was like easy at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. I guess lacy stuff kind of gets confusing eventually because you have all these spaces that you have to work into. But overall, I think it's pretty cute. I kind of want to block it and see what it looks like. All right, just a little recap on the squares I've got done so far. We have the vintage square, the Cranesville lace square, the French square, and the Baltic square. So it's now 7:43. I've been working on granny squares for almost 4 hours now. So I guess you could say they take roughly an hour for me to learn. I do want to continue, but I need to take a small break first because my wrists are kind of hurting here. And I've been sitting crisscross for so long that my knees hurt too. So I'm going to take a small little break and I'm going to come back to it in a second. Okay, we are back. I've got a little bit of a switch up on my vibe. I turned my lights off, I put on my ambient lighting, and I moved to my desk because my back hurt from slouching on my bed. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to fill this blank space on my wall with the granny squares that I'm making. So I'm going to hang those up really quick and hang them up as we go. Me saying that was going to be fun. Fun for me. Anyways, we got a progress wall here. So our next granny square is going to be called the Moorish Medallion. I thought it would be fun to branch out a little bit and do something that's not a traditional square shape. I've never made something like this before. I was always too intimidated, but I'm actually looking at the pattern and it does not look very difficult at all. So let's get to it. Here's a close up. As you can see, it's like kind of still square, but not quite the square shape that we're used to. Alrighty, I just finished up. This is the Moorish medallion. I think it's actually really cool looking and like really intricate. It kind of makes me think of a butterfly. I had to learn some spike single crochets, which I guess I've kind of done before in projects. I just didn't know what they were. So like reading it and trying to figure out what it was confusing. But I was like, oh, I've done this before. I just didn't know it had a name. Adding her to the wall. Ta-da! All right, we have 5 squares down. I'm gonna take a potty break and get back to some more. All right, I just looked through the book some more and I found one called the Spider Square. And here's a close up on the Spider Square. Definitely doesn't give me spider vibes, more of like flower vibes, but it looks cool, so let's try it out. Big shout out to my microphone for shutting off during this clip and not getting any of the original audio. But here is the spider square completed. I did it in a black yarn, which I felt made it look more spider-like, so I kind of get the name now. Good morning. I just got out of the shower and I have to work later at 4, so I basically am hitting my 24 hours right as I'm leaving. I'm going to eat my food and then I'm going to open my Stitch Bible back up and get to some more crocheting. Okay, I'm done eating now and I am going to start on the Sew Thistle square. This is the first two-toned one that I'm going to be making. It's just 2 different yarns and I'm excited because it's cute. And here we have the Sew Thistle square. Okay, I'm done with the Sew Thistle square. I think it's pretty cute. I think the colors that I chose make it kind of look like it's all the same color. Like it's all the same skein, if that makes sense. Like they kind of blend in together very well. But yeah. Next up, we got the mosaic tile going. That's another two-toned one. Here's a close-up on that mosaic tile. Okay, we've got the mosaic tile done. This thing is beautiful, by the way. I really want to do a bunch of these and make like a granny square, like framed picture, if that makes sense. Like put a bunch of these together and frame them so that it looks like a home decor. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm honestly kind of tired. I usually take a nap before I go to work, which would be right now because it's about 1 p.m. But that means that I'm just gonna have to call it a day on my squares because I will have to just wake up and go to work from there. So I think I'm gonna squeeze in one more so that I still put in effort, but I also can still take a nap because it's gonna be a busy day today. I'm going to add these babies to the wall of granny squares that I have been formulating, and I'm going to pick my final square. All right, this is my final choice. I picked the fanciest looking thing. This is called the applique square. I don't know if I said that right, but we're going to try it out. It looks awfully similar to one of the other ones I made. I already don't remember what it was called, but it was blue. This one. Okay, guys, it is now 2 p.m. This took me an hour to make. This is the applique square? Applique? Applique. I don't know. This thing is so cute. It's giving me like the flower inside is giving like Bikini Bottom SpongeBob moment. Anyways, yeah, this took me kind of some time. It's not even hard. It's just a lot of stitches, but it's really cute. I'm gonna go hang this up on the wall now. Okay, guys, this is what the wall's looking like so far. We've got 9 squares, but as you can see, they're all very different and intricate. And that's what's cool about crochet is that everything like is super intricate and every detail makes a difference. So you can really customize things however you want. Really proud of myself for getting those done though, because it started to get exhausting after a while. Not looking forward to work now, but I feel proud of myself for accomplishing all of these granny squares in one day. I think when I get back tomorrow, I'm off and I'm going to block all of them so I can show you what they look like with the stitches like stretched the proper way and that everything's holding the right shape. That way I can show you guys like the true shape of it and stuff and what everything's supposed to look like. Good afternoon. It is a new day. I have completed my crochet challenge of how many granny squares I can learn and complete in 24 hours. I have now blocked all of them for a day, so they are now holding their proper shape, and I'm here to show you what they look like. I'm going to review them in order from what I made them and retell you what the name is so that if you wanted to learn this, you could look it up. I might be making some singular tutorials on how to do certain squares like these because they are very intricate and would pretty much take up a whole video, but it's a lot easier to learn through watching somebody else do it very often. So maybe I could try that out if you guys are interested. But yes, let us review. So I started off here with the vintage square. This pretty much looks like a regular granny square, but it's kind of a little bit more different. There's more stitching in there. So it's like tighter woven, less gaps in there. This one here is the French square. I really like this one. The shape is really pretty, and you could also kind of like connect them vertically, and they almost kind of like a star. Very cute. This is probably my least favorite one, the Baltic square. It's like, I mean, it's like a textured thing. I'm also pretty sure I made it a little bit wrong. I don't think I slipped into the right stitch on the little puffs. So yeah. Whoops. We have the cranesbill lace square here. This one is also very beautiful. I really like the lacy granny square kind of stuff. Just love how intricate some of the things can be when it comes to crochet. This is probably one of the stars of the show, I would say. This is the Moorish medallion. I love the color that I chose as well. It's so pretty. I think this one looks a lot like a butterfly, kind of like the French square, but in a different way. And I think this would be really pretty to put into like a shadow box and kind of make like a home decor and maybe even put like crochet bugs to make it kind of look like taxidermy art, I guess. You know how they do like little shadow boxes for things like that? I think that'd be cute. I'm not gonna lie, this might be my favorite square. This one's called the spider square. It's kind of lacy, but it also kind of has like a flowery kind of look as well as like a spider vibe. I'm imagining like crocheting a bunch of these and making a really long like black maxi skirt that you could put over like I guess your swimsuit or something. I guess a lot of goth fashion is layering too. So you could put this over, your tights or something. I think it'd be super cute. I think it looks really good in black too, specifically. This one here is the So Thistle Square. Not honestly a fond of the colors that I chose, just because I feel like it doesn't really show its details much, maybe because it's a multicolor thing. But overall, it's still really beautiful. It kind of has like a floral shape to it. Here we have the mosaic tile. This is the tiniest one. I use the same hook for all of these squares, and all of the yarn is roughly the same weight, like a medium kind of yarn. But I really like this one. I feel like, I mean, it's called mosaic tile, so obviously it has that tile kind of look, but it kind of just makes me think of like the backsplash in like a bathroom or something like that, like just really pretty. And I like the colors that I chose. Kind of wish I did these kinds of colors for this one. This is the final one that I had did here. This is the one that I still don't know how to say. The applique square. Anyways, it's kind of giving me like bikini bottom flowers in the sky vibe with the flower in the middle. Overall, this one was really cool because I was a little intimidated by it, but I really didn't need to be because it's literally just like chaining and filling in the spaces with an excessive amount of stitching and then giving it the square shape afterwards. So ultimately, pretty easy. This one did take me almost an hour because aside from it being new, it is pretty intricate. Like each one of these little rings has like 17 stitches in it, which is like kind of a lot to squeeze in there. So it takes some time to get all the details in there, but overall, really cool to learn. I really was having some trouble figuring out what to do for my video this week, so I'm actually pretty proud of myself for doing something that is useful to me and like educational and using a book that I paid $30 for. $30 is like nothing for how much knowledge is in here, but still. But yes, ultimately, amazing purchase. I would recommend going to bookstores and buying crochet books because they are written very well. They have a lot of information that you do not find online. You don't have to worry about finding someone's stolen pattern. And overall, it gives you a lot of information and technique for things so that you can make sure that you're crocheting the right way. I'm not like strict on crocheting the right way because, like, who cares? If it's crochet and it's holding up and it looks well, that's what's crochet to me. Like, that is the art of it. I just think it's really cool and useful to learn lots of techniques for crochet so that I can be a more well rounded artist. And I think we should all be like that so we can challenge ourselves and be more adventurous. With that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little 24-hour challenge. It was pretty fun for me. I haven't done something like that in I don't even know how long. I haven't tried to finish something in a day in a while. So it was fun to do that. I hope maybe you guys got some inspo, got some motivation to learn some new things yourself. Let me know if you would like me to teach any of these granny squares. I would not mind doing a tutorial on them. I think it would be pretty fun. I'm going to a concert tonight, so I will catch you guys later. I'm going to go get ready for that. I'm really excited because I made a mini skirt for this concert and I get to wear it tonight. It's the debut, baby. But anyways, I will see you guys next time if you care to come around.